Hello and welcome to the next video. I'm sorry guys, I haven't posted in a long time. I've actually been super busy with what I've been doing with schoolwork and work in general and all that stuff, and I've gotten up to posting this video. As you can tell, I've been playing Destiny recently, and this is my Warlock. It's set up very difficult, put a lot of time into this guy.
No, that isn't.
And here you go, here's my setup. I have full raid gear, including the raid cuirass over here. And then I have Voidfang Vestments, Sunbreakers. I don't know what Warlock would not have Sunbreakers. And Light Beyond Nemesis. As for my exotic weapons, I have Kjalar Horn, Icebreaker, Invective, Red Death, Thorn, Bad Juju, and 2 Vex Mythoblast. This video will not be a setup of what weapons I'll be using, although that'll be a part of it. Most of this setup will be what to use for the raid, for normal gameplay, and for PvP. And let's jump straight into it. We're going to go straight into PvP first. Now, both of these setups is going to require based on which you would prefer more. Would you like to revive yourself, or would you like the increased firepower? I personally prefer the increased firepower, so I'll be going with Voidwalker. Now, this class is mostly already set up for PvP. The only changes is when it comes down to grenade, you're going to want Vortex Grenade. The Scatter Grenade doesn't deal a lot of damage, and it deals it in a very close area, so it makes it really difficult. Axion Bolt is good, but it doesn't play the objective very well. So if you're going into like Control or any of those other kinds of objective-based game modes, you can throw it onto the flag and maybe take out 1 or 2 guys, combined with increased firepower from your weapons. As for your movement, it's a tie between Focused Burst and Blink. I prefer using Focused Burst if I'm going for Mythoclast kills, but I'll use Blink if I'm going with a shotgun Warlock combination. As for the super, we're going to want to go to Vortex. Scatter doesn't really help much. Lance, completely useless. With the Vortex, after you throw it down, you can kill any enemy who decides to walk into it afterward. Melee, this will come down to lifesteal, as when you hit the guy, you'll get a significant portion of your health back, and it helps in melee fights. Of course, if you see a Titan sprinting at you, that's not going to be a melee fight. You're going to win. For the buffs, you're going to want increased armor and recovery. Agility I don't find very useful, and I find that being able to recover your health faster is very, very useful. As for this row right here, you're going to want to use Annihilate, increases the size. Then for right here, of course, you're going to still go with armor and recovery, so training focus on toughness. For this one, you're going to want to use Vortex Mastery. Bloom is great for PVE, and I'll get into that in a bit. So, Vortex Mastery allows your Nova Bomb and Vortex Grenade to last faster, or a longer period of time. This way, you can deal more damage over an extended period of time. Alright, so now that is a very good PvP class setup. We'll be going to a Sunsinger setup now. For the Sunsinger Grenade, it's really a tie between Solar Grenade and Fusion Grenade, depending if you're accurate with your throws or not. I personally prefer Fusion Grenade. Your Focused Burst will of course be the jump part, because you want that extra speed boost when you get up off the ground. I've seen a lot of people use Fireborn to bring themselves back to life, but I personally believe that if you're in a fight, you should not put yourself into the situation for your teammates, or you need to bring yourself back to life. Depending on who I'm playing with, if I'm playing with randoms, I'll go with Radiant Skin. If I'm playing with a team of 5, I'll go with Song of Flame. So I'll go with Radiant Skin because it's not normal that you're with a team of 5. You're going to want Flame Shield for that extra melee stuff. Battle Recovery and Toughness, Arcane Spirit. As for this one, you're going to want Radiant Will, because you want your Radiance to last longer so you can throw more grenades, get that higher defense buff for a longer period of time. Of course, this one you're going to want to go with Focus on Toughness at all costs, Divine Order. And as for this one, see, a lot of people go with their own choices sometimes. I find Angel of Light's kind of useless, especially for PvP. Touch of Flame, I barely notice. I'll normally go with the second grenade to get that additional firepower. And with that second grenade, I'd like to use Firebolt sometimes. Most of the time I still use Fusion, try and get 2 people with it. So there's your PvP Sunsinger setup. So we're going to go to PvE. This is excluding the raid. So excluding the raid, you're going to want to go with a Scatter Grenade. Shatter to deal the multiple damage from all 3 projectiles. And then you're going to want to go Soul Rib to get your Nova Bomb faster. This is a Nova Bomb setup, so you'll want to try and get your Nova Bomb as quickly as possible to deal as much damage as possible. You want Angry Magic, because if you use this, the enemies will be, like if you're using it on boss, all three projectiles will actually aim for the boss. You're going to still go with Divine Order. And then you'll go with Bloom, so that way when you throw a grenade or you punch somebody, and you kill them with your punch or your melee or your grenade, they explode and kill the guys next to them. So that's very useful. So this is my favorite class to use for PvP. The Sunsinger setup, you're going to want to go with a Solar Grenade setup. Or, it's personal preference. I actually prefer Firebolt Grenade. Again, you're going to want to go with Radiant Skin or Song of Flame, because you should not put yourself into the position to use Fireborn. Flame Shield for increased melee. You're going to want to go with Toughness and Recovery again. And you're going to want to go with Radiant Will. Again, pretty much the only thing that actually changes between a PvP and PvE class would be your Firebolt Grenade. Now we're going to jump straight into the raid. And I personally, on the raid, I prefer Vortex, Scatter Grenade, Lifesteal, Annihilate, and Vortex Master. The reason for this is no, not to push Atheon off the edge of a cliff easier, because obviously I'm not using a Vortex Grenade. The Scatter Grenade deals a ton of damage against Minotaurs and Praetorians. Helps a lot. When you get to the Legion part against the Confluxes, the Vortex helps take out the center area very fast. You don't have to hide using this setup. The Annihilate increases the size of the Vortex. And the Vortex Mastery makes the Vortex last longer. So it's a very good supporting point. Lifesteal is if you're in trouble, you can hit somebody and try to get some life back. And then my final part, before I get into the weapons for each class. Sunsinger, you're going to want to go with a Fusion Grenade. You're going to want to go with... Sadly, you're going to want to go with Fireborn, especially if you're carrying the shield. You don't want to put yourself in a position, but if you're in that position, you have something to back you up. Because the raid, there are times where you will die. You will want Solar Wind, because you don't actually need the increased shield. The Solar Wind will knock back Supplicants or Fanatics when they get near you, so they don't actually blow you up. You're going to want to go with Radiant Will and 2 grenades as well. So this is your setup for the raid, the Vault of Glass. And then as for weapons and armor, when you're doing a normal PvP, maybe Nightfall, you want to go with the Light Beyond Nemesis helmet. Probably the best helmet for that because of the reviving teammates faster. I don't really want to get too much into armor because not everybody will have the same armor, not everyone will have the same weapons and gear. This would be more of a aim to this in order to get what you need. Alright, so when you first get, this will be a raid setup, raid and PvP for the most part. The raid setup, very first part before you go into the Praetorians, you're going to want to go with Atheon's Epilogue, the Comedian, or any other high fire rate shotgun, because I actually have full auto on this. Maybe Invective would be good too, but the reason why I do not have Invective equipped is because of my rocket launcher, Yellerhorn. This is really, really good for DPS, and if you have a full fire team of this, you can easily go through the raid in a short amount of time. As for the Confluxes, what you want to do when you get the Confluxes, switch to Hazen Vengeance and equip Icebreaker. Mine's not fully upgraded, but once it is, It'd be much better to use against these in these situations when you get to the oracles. So the icebreaker is what you want to use for the oracles. When you get back to the Templar, you want to switch back to your Gajallarhorn and Comedian. I actually call it Gajallarhorn. I know it's actually pronounced Yellerhorn or Yallerhorn or something, but I like to call it Gajallarhorn. And then this would probably be your main setup all the way up to the end of the raid. When you do your PvP setup, you're going to want to go with the shotgun, a light machine gun. I prefer the Swarm because of its allocation of its point bars or whatever it's called, and then the Mythoclast. I know many people still say that the Mythoclast is very weak in PvP, but if played correctly, the Mythoclast is still extremely powerful. This is what I'll be using. And then I believe that is it. I'm going to go give you guys a bit of tour of what I do have. I have not a lot, 94 Ascendant Energy, 949 Essence. Not a lot. I'm working on an exotic bounty for Pocket Infinity, I believe it is. And then equipment, I do actually have the pre-ordered version of the game. I have the Digital Deluxe, but I got the Aspect of Glass, Frontier Shell, and the XVO Tiebreaker. I actually have two of them. As for shaders, I have Million, but I prefer Arctic Proxy. I don't see many people moving around with that. I use Blessing of the Ancients for my emblem. And I think that will conclude this video, guys. Remember, if you like these kind of videos, like and subscribe. I'll try to get more videos uploaded. I actually have a glitch being uploaded as well that my raid team had actually experienced on the very first part. I don't know if many people have. Well, remember, guys, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.